It's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show, Thursday off the rails. We're in the Mothership Studio 22. That's right. Kayla at the helm. Driving us into the nether regions of all things insanity alongside Super Chris Cruz. And let's love Brandon Jennings is in a hot seat.
Yes, I am.
You hadn't been on the show in forever.
It's been months or years or decades. I don't know. Long time.
It feels like not long enough. I don't know if you know this or not, but Jennings, I got Ashley Biden's diary right here. How about that?
That sounds fun.
We're going to delve into some of these things in our overtime over the next couple of weeks, not to expose her. She's the victim here. We're going to let her be the victim. We're not going to expose her, but we are going to expose old Joe.
The question is, after reading it, are we going to feel like the victim?
Yeah, well, there's some things in there. Trust me. This is an effed up family.
Yeah.
This is an effed up family, and not only that, we have uncovered video from Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, dear sweet mother of the Lord's in heavens.
I've seen some of it.
You've seen some of this newly.
Yeah.
We're getting into that on overtime because you can't show this on the regular show.
I was going to say, I thought, I walked past Chris's desk and I thought he was editing porn.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, it's like when Jason Buttrell, chief researcher for Glenn Beck, it's a miracle Buttrell hasn't been raided by the FBI because of the dark web stuff he has to dig into to research.
Chad, here's some insider. I have not shown this website to Jason Buttrell.
Don't show him.
So this is
it.
top secret until tomorrow, Friday. Then I'm not even going to give where I got it from.
Yeah. This could be Chris Cruz.
Yeah.
Who's posing as Hunter Biden.
Although
I'm just going to say, Chris, if that's you naked on that screen, kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos, my friend.
There's a man who hasn't been near cold water in a while.
I don't know how he walks without stuttering. Talks without stuttering either. Golly, no wonder the Biden family speaks with a stutter.
Yep.
They're well endowed. Wow.
Yeah.
Bo Biden invented a large penis before he died. I don't know if you know that.
You got to get a pretty wide angle on old Hunter Biden before you capture the whole package.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why the dude likes to be naked and filmed.
Yeah.
I get the picture here. I mean, I've done some interesting things with these telephones that are now video cameras.
Do tell, Chad.
I've done all kind of weird things in my life, but let me just say, this guy was on camera 24/7.
Yeah. It's amazing that he had time to commit, acts of corruption. What with all the crack smoking and hooker.
There was some enablement there. I think the corruption enabled a lot of the stuff. I got questions is all I'm saying, Jennings, and we're going to dive into those questions on overtime. If you're not a subscriber to BlazeTV, blazetv.com/Chad, use promo code Chad, save on an annual subscription, but sign up, just tell them Chad sent you. Somewhere use my name, okay? Somewhere in signing up, Chad, okay?
There'll be a spot.
What did I say? I wanted 100,000 new subscribers because of the Chad Prather Show, and I think we're at 180.
Nice.
I don't know. Huh?
Are we going naked?
No, not yet. But
that's 200,000.
Yeah, you can go chadnaked.com, chadnude.com, chadnotendowed.com. But chadnude.com will take you to the Blaze sign up. So we announced yesterday, this came out on Tuesday, that Supreme Court in New York has decided to reinstate employees who were fired over vax mandates, and they're going to give them back pay. So there's a big old middle finger to those of you while we tell you, I told you so.
How much I told you so is happening in this country now, and how much is going to be happening for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next
Jennings.
20 years. It's amazing to me.
You would think that more people would have common sense and just be like, there's some things that, we've been telling you all along. It's like, this is just how it works. If you're any student of history whatsoever, this the same old script they've used. For instance, we didn't talk about this week, but we're off the rails, so let's talk about it. You saw when when they made Xi Jinping basically president for life the other day. And then there was President Pooh or Hugh or whoever And as soon as they made that announcement that Xi was president for eternity,
he went president poof.
They came down and got him,
yeah.
right? Came down, grabbed him, escorted him out. Not a single head turned.
We're laughing about that, and it is kind of funny, but that dude is dead.
He's disappeared, bro.
That guy is like floating at the bottom or at the top of the Yangtze, or at the bottom. He's not floating. He's sunk.
They'll put a bullet in him or hang him or whatever they'll do, and then they just send him to the mortuary because there's no questions asked.
Yeah, fair enough.
They don't have to hide the body.
He's Soylent Green now.
Pretty much. I mean, that's it. He is in the food. Yeah. He is in the food.
What was his name?
There's the video right there. There's President Hugh, President Pooh, President Pooh, Pooh,
Who?
President Who. And he's like, wait a minute. Not a head is turning, bro. Listen, they're like the guy to his left, our right. He's like looking, but he don't want to look.
Yep.
Look at these straightforward faces. He's gonna grab Xi, and Xi's gonna be like, "F you, you're out."
That dude is now a dish of Who shoe pork.
Yeah, that is Moo Goo Gai Pan. Done.
Moo Goo dead man.
I mean, you hate to laugh at it, but that's what communist regimes will get you. That's what you get.
Keep that image in mind.
And if you show the video, I don't know if we had the angle on it, but if you pan out far enough and you see all the people in the bleachers sitting behind them, everybody sitting behind them is wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
The guys at the elitist table were unmasked. That tells you everything you need to know.
Absolutely.
So back to the COVID thing. Yeah, they're all masked except for the poobahs.
Yep.
The Grand Dragons down at the front, they don't have to wear the masks. Everybody else does. So that tells you everything you need to know. And if you think that's symbolic of human nature right there. It's true in America too. It's true in the Western world.
Absolutely.
We have the elites. We have the people at the top that are going to say, "Oh, it's rules for thee, not for me. We're going to do that." Well, now, thank God, we've managed to hold on to some last thin line, string, whatever, of the justice system to be able to overturn some of this crap. But listen, the damage is done.
And it's not done being done either. Like there are still things, like you look at that video and it's horrifying and kind of funny at the same time. But you look at it and you think, well, that's in China. That's you like you said, that's what communism gets you. We are having these kinds of things happen in the United States. It's not on that level yet, but I mean, I assume you've heard the news about James Gordon Meek, the ABC journalist who his apartment was raided in April, the end of April. Nobody's heard from him since. He didn't come back to work. He's gone.
Yeah.
The FBI raided him. The FBI, I'm actually looking into this. I contacted the FBI myself. And their immediate response, within 5 minutes, they emailed me back and they said, "Thanks for contacting us, but we have no comment."
Wow.
Nothing at all.
I mean, Seth Rich'd his ass.
It's and this is like, okay, how many steps is it from watching a political leader get basically carried out on TV to one of our journalists, somebody who represents, whether for good or for ill, I don't even know how good of a journalist he was, but whether for good or for ill, he represents the First Amendment to the Constitution, one of the most sacred rights that we have, and he just disappears.
He gone.
And like what? Nobody's up in arms about that. Nobody's reported on it for months. That's suspicious too. It's a weird time to be alive, Chad.
It's a weird time to be alive when we're sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Right.
When we're continuing to allow Russia, and this is all ties back in, but you're continuing to allow Russia to control Europe's oil supply. Russia's selling oil to China. All right.
Do we get take-backsies on our hundreds of billions of dollars if Ukraine gets nuked?
I don't think we do. I think it's going to burn with it. That money's in so many offshore accounts. It's
right.
not even in Ukraine.
It's not in Ukraine. It'll be safe.
So so they're sending oil to China, which is devaluing the dollar. The dollar will no longer be the global currency. And we are being weakened at the core. Joe Biden doesn't know what planet he's on. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's too busy worrying about giving interviews with transgender people.
Maybe he's hung like Hunter, and it's just that all the blood went from his head down to his crotch. Bless you.
Listen, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, so I'm going to give Joe the benefit of the doubt and think he's probably hung like a mule, too.
Maybe he's dragging a third leg.
And maybe that's why he's so damn cocky. Maybe that's why he's, look here, Jack. Maybe he's swinging that big old dick around. That he's at a point in his life where he don't take no shit from nobody. But now the dementia's kicked in, and the real nature of his BDE is kicking in. But the problem is that energy is being filtered through a demented mind.
Yeah.
So here we go. But back to New York, where again they're reinstating people. The federal judge has blocked New York's ban on firearms in church. Look at New York.
Yeah.
New York was the first. New York removed their emergency powers.
Yep. Yeah. Although, to be fair, that in that case, that is a federal judge reacting to a New York law.
Right.
So the state of New York made a bad law.
Yeah.
But the federal judge said, no, this is not going to happen.
Right.
So that's,
So you're right. The state had a bad deal.
Right.
But it took it
but
to the federal level.
But it's New York. Of course they had a bad
exactly.
idea.
But they issued a temporary restraining order against the state of New York. They blocked it. Listen, I want you to be able. And that was, of course, their Concealed Carry Improvement Act. I'm not going anywhere without a gun.
Right.
Nowhere.
Why would you? There was there's recently, just within the last few days, another school shooting. There have been church shootings.
There
right
were
and
the
left.
two nurses in Dallas.
Right, the two nurses
at Methodist Hospital in Dallas.
Absolutely, yeah. Why would you not walk around? I have written for you about this as well. There is people think that the Constitution guarantees you the Constitution grants you the right to bear arms. It does not.
Right.
It guarantees your right to bear arms because it is both a right, a God-given right to be able to protect yourself and those around you, and a responsibility of a citizen to do so whenever you can.
You think you should be able to carry a cannon? Yeah.
If you can get it on the subway and it'll stop a shooting, go for it.
Carry a sword.
Yeah.
You can carry a F-15.
How many people, if you carried a sword, if you carried a sword into a 7-Eleven, you think anybody's going to rob that?
I tell you, I don't know. Like when there was that footage of the riots in Dallas when the guy came running out with the sword and they beat the shit out of him with a skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's true.
I'd still rather have a gun.
That's true.
I'd still rather have a gun.
Sword is beaten by skateboard.
That guy was sort of asking for it. He kind of came out of comic books R Us, swinging a scimitar.
Yeah, that's true. You need to look dangerous.
And here we go. I just carry this thing around, this Macaira.
That is
carry this sucker around.
Great against orcs. It glows in the dark.
It'll glow in the dark, and you can read it. The elven that's on it. Wow.
Where did you get that?
Chris is a nerd too.
I know Chris. I don't think he's that much of a nerd.
He's not a nerd on your level.
No.
Like that's a whole other level. You have Star Trek socks.
Yes, I do. I am repping the Starship Enterprise right now. I don't know if you can see that.
You have the Enterprise in pastels.
That's right. I have it in all kinds of colors.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's being struck down. What do you think? What's your honest opinion? You're a pretty fair-minded individual. You don't come from like a real right-wing ideology or philosophy or anything like that. You're a pretty centrist kind of guy.
I try.
You're fair thinking. What do you think November 8th looks like?
I mean, at this point, I always am reticent to predict even a few days out, but at this point, it looks pretty solidly like the House and the Senate. To me, just based on everything I've heard, it looks like the House and the Senate are both going to go conservative, Republican. I hope so, because even though I am fair-minded, I mean, it to me it's the old lesser of two evils argument, and it seems like to me that the Republicans are trashing the place at a slightly slower pace. The old example that I always give is that the Republicans will cut taxes and then spend through the roof, but the Democrats won't even cut taxes. It's this. Yeah,
they're all going to spend.
They're all. Yeah.
It's not an unfair assessment. I think that's true.
But I think that if you're going on odds, I would not be at all surprised if we see that. If for no other reason, and there are other reasons, but if for no other reason, then people want to make a lame duck out of Biden as fast as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who I struggle to find very many things that I can say good about an administration that's 2 years old.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a whole bunch of bad things about him.
Well, in my thing there, 101st Airborne is now in Europe.
Right.
And that hadn't happened in 80 years. That's only going to escalate from here. You start putting boots on the ground. And I'll just tell you, the Republicans take the House and the Senate. I think that this administration is so hell-bent on power that they'll push war.
They might.
They'll push war in order to have another thing to hang on a Republican Congress and Senate.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Do you think that means so? This is
Say it quickly. We got to go to a break, and then we'll talk about it some more.
Okay. Hard question for you to think about over the break. Does that make it worth it for the Republicans not to take the House and the Senate?
Oh no, we're crash and burn if they don't.
Okay.
I mean, like I'm advocating for secession from the United States as the state of Texas if they don't take the House and the Senate in this deal.
Right.
Because we are effed.
Yeah.
So for a long time now, I've been eating Factor meals. You know what Factor is? I love Factor.
I do.
If you're sick of the same old stuff day after day, you got to get Factor's ready to eat meal delivery. And listen, they got like 30 plus meal choices every week, 36 plus weekly add-ons. You can go onto their website and they'll send you prepared meals. You nuke it for a minute. It's delicious food. I've been eating it for a couple of months now, travel with it. I put my mother on it. My mother gets her weekly box of Factor. And I'm telling you, it's really good stuff. And if you get the meals, you can get desserts, you can get breakfast, you can get smoothies, juices, snacks, and you eat it. It sends you this week, you eat it that week, and then you get another box the following week. It's incredible. You can add more protein. You can do vegan. You can do the veggie meals. You could do keto, and it's flexible. You can change your order up every week. You can get 4 to 18 meals a week. If you only want 4, you can get 4. If you want 18, you can go all the way up. You can pause. You can reschedule deliveries. It's pretty amazing. And so the thing is, the food is ridiculously delicious. And it's handcrafted, dietitian approved, and the recipes you're going to love every single time they show up at your door. So here's what I want you to do, and I'm welcoming Factor to the show as a sponsor. I'm so happy to welcome them on because it's another thing that I use. I want you to go over to go.factor75.com/America60. That's a long one, but it's worth it, folks. Use code America60, get 60% off your first box. That's code America60 at go.factor75.com/America60 to get 60% off your first box. We'll be right back. So last week it came out with the new song, I Got Over You, when you got under him.
I have heard the title. I've not heard the song yet.
You got to hear the song.
I need to hear the song. I've been listening to your songs when they come out.
You need to watch the video.
Okay.
All right. So for the last while, CJ and I, we've been dating. We've been together. We've been a thing. We're a commodity. We're an item.
Right.
We like each other. We fight like cats and dogs, but publicly, we're fantastic. I kid. See, you can't kid about things like that. So I was just reading. People comment on things, and they think that because I wrote a song that says, I got over you when you got under him, they think that we literally broke up.
Oh,
you can't put... So I have a song coming out in a couple of weeks. It's not a ragamuffin song. It's just me. I went in the studio this week, and I recorded a hick hop song. Did I say that right?
Hick hop?
Hick hop. Not hip hop. Hick hop. And it's called Get Drunk.
Nice.
And I'll let you hear a rough recording of it.
People are going to think you get drunk.
No, they're going to think that I literally think this is good music. It's a spoof of Nashville and the current type of Nashville music that's coming out. And so there's an explicit version I'm not releasing. I'll release that way down the road.
Well, I want the explicit version.
Well, the explicit version, it's a little over the top. So I did a cleaner version.
Hunter Biden-y.
I did a clean version to release for radio release, and it's, so we can get drunk and make love in the back of my jacked up pick-em-up truck, get drunk and make love. Now, the make love part, when you want to make that explicit, can go away in a very...
Gotcha.
word can pop in right there.
Yeah.
And it's funny. The song is funny.
They usually
but there's going to
are.
be a lot of people who misunderstand that too. They're going to say, I can't believe that you like this kind of music. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
I make fun of things. You're a comedian? Believe it or not, Chris. Oh. I had a guy who I've known for years, actually, Bart Rose at Fort Worth Sound, where I record most of my music. He said to me the other day, he goes, so do you do stand-up? And I was like, you shitting me. Now,
right.
It's all relative. And arguably, no.
Well, sure, yeah, that's
but
a fair
I do
point.
stand up on stage and tell people stories
you
that
tell
they
jokes,
tend to laugh at, right?
Yeah, I'd call that stand-up.
So I'm going to be in Everett, Washington tomorrow night. I'll be there, flying into Seattle, driving up. I think it's my 5th show there at the historic Everett Theater. And then next week, I'm doing 2 nights, 4 shows on the 4th and 5th of November. Greensboro, North Carolina. Then we go with the Ragamuffins. We go to Quincy, Illinois. And that's a great event up there that they're doing to benefit a lot of really good folks and veterans and all that. And then I am going to Port Charlotte, Florida. This will be my 3rd time at the Vasani Theater doing 4 nights.
Nice.
4 nights, 5 shows. So it's going to be busy. WatchChad.com has all of the information you need because that's where all the fun stuff is. Did you see the video? And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Did you see the video the other day of Alex Stein getting spit on by the girl at Penn State?
I did.
Our breakdown of that last night was just the play-by-play of what went down. It kind of reminded me of the old Seinfeld bit, where they were talking about when you got what's his name that played for the Yankees got spit on. You got to go back and watch that whole thing.
It's been a while since I've seen.
It's been a minute on that one, but that's.
But yeah, no, it was impressive. It was an impressive loogie. Like,
she really chalked it up. I mean, she really got it
well.
Deep, and you could tell she'd been practicing to be a man for a long time. Get a little man spittle out of her face.
It was impressive, yeah.
And so back to New York. They want parents indoctrinated. Several woke New York City private schools are requiring parents to take anti-racism training and sign pledges, or their kids can't go to school there.
They need to get that federal judge on the case. Strike that shit down.
I'm like, here's the thing. If you're a racist, ain't no class gonna fix that.
No, if anything, you're gonna make it worse.
Yeah. I just don't think there's a lot of racists sending their kids to private school in New York.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you, Chad, because I think that there are a lot of, let's say...
No, I mean their stereotypical definition of a racist.
Yeah, white, upper crust racist.
I know what you're going to say. And I do not disagree. Because the people that scream racism the loudest tend to be the most racist.
It's a he who smelt it, dealt it kind of world, my friend.
Our buddy Kevin Wade, K-Dub, and he's a member of the Fact Pack, my longtime friend.
I
get
love
on Twitter.
Kevin Wade.
Kevin Wade's awesome, dude, and I hope he's watching this episode because I'm going to brag on him a little bit. Kevin Wade, he went to MIT.
Yeah.
He was in the Air Force. He was a jet fighter pilot. He flew for, he was an international captain and retired from Delta. He's a smart guy.
Very smart fella.
I love my time with Kevin Wade.
Yeah.
We were together several times a year. I love spending time with him. And he don't bullshit you.
Nope.
He shoots you straight. He loves God and loves his family. He's got the right values. But when somebody attacks me on Twitter and K-Dub shows up, I'm like, all right, I'll let him handle it for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag him.
He's pretty good at that. Yeah, that's his field
because he's just really smart.
Yeah.
But what amazes me is when the liberal progressive Riri's on Twitter start attacking him like he don't know what racism is.
Right.
He's a black man.
He's an Uncle Tom.
He's like, I've been around. I've learned. I've been black my whole life. I've learned to recognize it.
Yeah.
And it's like what you're spewing really kind of starting to smell like it. Yeah. So the ones who scream it the loudest, those are the ones. But God bless you, New York private schools, for taking that on.
Yeah, yeah. God forbid you actually do any teaching or anything.
No, or just treat people as equals and just say, hey, you know what? People are dumb. People are going to do dumb things. Why do we have to label it?
Yep.
You don't have to always label it, because you put a label on it, it's like saying, hey, see that red button on the wall? Don't push it, don't push it, don't push it. The red button, do not push it, kid. Do not push it. Don't you push that button.
It is so
They're pushing the button.
damned frustrating to me as a man about to climb up into his 40s that the whole first third of my life, this country was like, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost colorblind, we're almost to the point where everybody can just exist around each other without having all of this racialized bullshit, and then it just flips on a dime and it's everything gets turned over and it doesn't matter anymore.
Well,
and it just
there's a clip.
now they don't want you to be colorblind.
They don't. They want you to see color.
Yes.
They absolutely want you to be. No white people in the comments areas. This is dedicated for people of color only, right?
Yeah.
So Ron DeSantis had a simple solution for discrimination. And if you guys got that clip handy where you can pull it up right quick.
Deportation. No.
Play it real quick.
I'm proud of our history. I don't want to teach kids to hate our country. I don't want to teach kids to hate each other. And the way to stop discrimination on the basis of race is to stop discriminating on the basis of race.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Josh Jennings, come back, my friend.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
And hey, all you people out there, when Chad's next single drops, don't misunderstand, even though it's called I Kicked CJ to the Curb.
Very title specific. Very title specific. Hey, folks, if you want your skin to look years younger, like Sara Gonzales style, Genucel skincare is the way to go. It's incredibly awesome stuff. Yes, it's for gentlemen too, ladies. So I use it. I put it under my eyes every single day, and God, I look fabulous as I am pushing 50. One more month in my 40s, kid. Look younger, folks. Genucel skincare. Celebrate the holidays early with Genucel's most popular package. You get 70% off. That's incredible at Genucel.com. Treat yourself to the only skincare products you're ever going to need. And Genucel is so confident that you're going to love your look. Every Genucel order has a 120-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, every one of their most popular package includes Genucel's hyaluronic acid correcting serum for free. Genucel's delighted happy customers for years by treating tens of millions of everyday skin problems like wrinkles, dark spots, dry skin, sagging jawline, facial redness, and even those annoying bags and puffiness for men and women just like you. And with its immediate effects, Genucel guarantees results in as little as 12 hours of your money back. So order at Genucel. That's GENUCEL.com. Genucel.com/WatchChad. Your most popular package includes a complimentary gift set plus free express shipping. Genucel.com/Chad. We'll be right back. All right, folks, it's time to wax eloquent, or at least attempt to. Late at night, when you've shaken off the dust of this weary old world and you're lying in the backyard staring up at the stars, there is a burning question that permeates your being. It's a question that is somehow bigger than your capacity to contain it, more voluminous than the parts of speech it takes to form it. It's a question that mankind has been asking himself, perhaps since he shared the veldt with roving beasts of a bygone era. Here's the question. Is there any tequila left? If you thought that question was going to be, are we alone in the universe? Well, you haven't been watching this show long enough, and you need to catch up, folks. I keep it important. That being said, let's talk about some aliens, all right, or some weird technology or whatever, and I'll start with this. We have perhaps reached the point in this country where curiosity is on its deathbed, and here's why. When I was a kid, if you had given me even a modicum of the proof of existence for life from the other worlds that we have today, I would have lost my damn mind. And if you're anywhere near my age, 49, well, 50, you know you would have too. Now, when I was a kid, the only people who ever talked about seeing UFOs were the kind of people you thought you would see or claim to see, UFOs. These were rednecks, backwater people with pedigrees forming a broad incestuous circle, wide-eyed coal miners' progeny who would doubtless have been able to pick up radio stations with their fillings in their teeth if they'd, had ever so much as graced the office of a dentist to get them. In short, my kind of people. But now, friends and neighbors, now we are washed anew in testimony from credible, often military sources every few months, it seems, sightings of craft flying in the air or gliding underwater at speeds beyond anything we've been able to dream up so far in the real world of engineering limitations. Craft that have appeared and then disappeared in the blink of an eye, that have jammed radar seemingly at will and as if on purpose, in the age where drones have taken mankind's capacity for war making through the roof, and we're hearing tales of technology that would take it to the stars, maybe literally. And what are we, the rational few who seem to care about such things at all? What are we to think about it? Hell, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I'll say the same thing to you. I've historically said to the ladies, I'm open to all positions. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's an ET coming back to do a second movie. It could be some foreign country testing out new technology to see if it can get past ours. Hell, it could be us testing out new technology. I think that could be as likely as anything else. If you don't believe me, go look at the history of the SR-71 Blackbird jet. You won't find any until about 20 years after it was manufactured because it was kept a secret for that long. Now, for our sake, I hope it's not the aliens, it's us, because some of that shit's pretty scary if it's in the hands of the enemy. On the good side, though, if it is aliens, there's a pretty good shot that they're not intending to come down here Independence Day style and blow the shit out of us, because if they were going to, and they have that kind of technology, they'd have already done it and gotten it out of the way. And the bad side, what if it's China or Russia? What if they're the ones behind this stuff? Well, America better keep its soap on a rope is all I'm saying. That, and we need to get some secret agents in there to steal that shit so we're not caught with our pants down. Speaking of pants down, you do not want to miss overtime this week as we talk about Hunter Biden's laptop. And let me tell you something, it's going to get graphic. Now, we're not getting gratuitous for gratuity's sake. Going to get graphic. I saw a UFO the other day, Sara Gonzales.
No, you didn't.
I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to show you the video of it because I was sitting right there in Round Top, Texas. And pew, pew, there it was. And let's see if I still got it. I don't think I deleted it. Oh, maybe the aliens deleted it.
Conveniently, it's deleted, but he swears it actually happened.
Let me go back into some recently deleted photos.
Yeah,
whoa. Wow, whoa. God, Hunter Biden's got nothing on me in the recently deleted. Well, and then there's me and Neil McCoy. That's weird. I'm gonna find this video. Sarah, this was weird. I think this was a comet trail, is what I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah, here it is. So if you look at this video, look at that trail right through there. Those are like dot lights going all the way across the sky. Now it's going to move, and I'm going to focus back into it. Whoa. There they go. This is over Round Top. Some people thought they were like birds. The light was reflecting off of birds. Oh, look at that. You see them?
Yeah,
and they were like, no, that's way too high.
That is weird.
So, and it wasn't a chemtrail. It wasn't an airplane. It was like multiple meteors in a straight line. So I'm pretty sure it was the tail of a comet.
That's weird. That's cool.
That or anal beads.
Not a UFO though.
Hunter Biden? Yes.
Not a UFO. Well, I guess technically it's a UFO because it is
unidentified. It was an unidentified flying object. But we saw it, and all of a sudden, all the heads turned up. We were like, oh, my God, what is that?
Wow.
And I said, it's the tail of a comet. ... It's weird.
That is cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever I would go out to my parents who live in East Texas, out kind of in the boonies where there's no street lights or anything like that, we'd always, I mean, I still do it sometimes, but we'd go and just sit outside on the patio where you could see the sky with no lights and try to find the satellites in the sky, which you can't do in the city because you need like total darkness.
Yeah.
And you can spot the satellites just kind of orbiting around.
Yeah, we sit out on the... CJ's so funny because she saw that and I was telling her, she said, do you see that normally? I said, not where we live, not where you live, not in the city, not with the lights around.
Right.
I said, I used to get out on the lake and see it all the time. She's like, Lake Conroe? And I was like, no. No, city girl.
No.
You get out where I grew up.
Right.
Clark Hill, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincolnton, Georgia. You get up there, or as they call it now, Strom Thurmond Reservoir. It's Clark Hill to me. It's always be Clark Hill to me. My Georgia folk know what I'm talking about. You get out on that countrified lake.
Yeah.
The way it used to be.
That's like where my parents
You
live.
can see that. You'd see all kind of shooting stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the
it's
satellites.
Really fun.
It's crazy. So anyway, who knows what's out there? But I know some nefarious, weird stuff. I mean, there's some weird stuff. You've seen the footage. And nobody's asking any questions.
Which footage are we talking about?
Have you not seen the footage of like these things that pop up out of the water and they fly along and then they go back into the water?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff under the water?
I don't really want to know, honestly.
See, you're one of those. You're one of those, Sarah.
Yes. Correct.
But
Listen, I grew up when like X-Files was, in its prime, and I had nightmares all the time about aliens coming and abducting me. I don't need this kind of negativity in my life. I just don't want to know that it exists.
I'll abduct you. At this stage in the game, the Beto campaign is going to abduct you. You went out to the polling place. Did you see Robert Francis?
I did, my good friend. Yeah, he was really excited to see
and
me.
You said pedophile. You held up a sign that said pedophiles love Beto.
Yeah, child groomers love Beto. Hell yes, he'll take your guns. Vote Beto. What were the other ones? Want more crime? Vote for Beto. There's me and my pal.
There you are.
There's my pal right behind me.
When you show up, do they just start saying, "Oh my God, it's Sarah"?
Yes. Literally, his right-hand woman, the one who assaulted me back in, what was it, May or March.
Aren't you in a lawsuit with her?
I am. We're still in a federal lawsuit.
And she refuses to show up?
Correct. Yes.
To court?
We're in a federal lawsuit, and she continues. A criminal lawsuit, a criminal case as well, and she just hasn't shown up to either of them. So she was there, and of course, as soon as I came close enough where they could see, she goes, "Oh my God, it's Sarah! Oh my God, it's Sarah!" and starts texting on her phone.
You are infamous.
I guess so.
It may be the nickname that Sarah finally gets. Infamous Sarah. Infamous Sarah.
We'll see.
We'll
see if it
see.
sticks.
I don't, man. Can we go to can I get a little KJP or whatever her name is? Karine Jean-Pierre, Jean-Paul WC, s'il vous plaît. Just start at the top. Let me have some KJP.
We've heard those reportings. Those reportings are not true.
Not UFOs.
So we'll leave that there. The National Security Review, that is not true. And I really don't have more to say on that piece as well, on the Elon Musk and what he's choosing to do and not to do. I'm not going to say more from here.
All right. That's her talking about the Musk Security Review on Twitter, the measures that they're taking. She got nothing to say on that whole deal. And then she had some things to say about math and reading scores as well. Play that clip.
Are there any plans to mount a similarly widespread, wide-ranging, and comprehensive effort to respond to the educational consequences of this pandemic?
So, as you all know, from when the president walked into this administration, it was a top priority for him to safely reopen schools. And he did that, especially for our kids, right, across the country, millions of kids. And let's not forget, when he walked into this administration, the COVID response was incredibly mismanaged by the former administration. And he understood, because it was mismanaged, that action could not come at the expense of our children. Let's not forget that the American Rescue Plan was something only Democrats voted for. No congressional Republicans voted for that piece of legislation, which was critical to.
Yeah, just read the page. And it's always in that smug, smarmy ass look. In the same way with Jen Psaki.
Yep.
It was like that. Like, I know you're going to ask this question. I knew you were going to. Okay. I knew you were going to ask this question. Just going to do the little head nod and the little grin. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And then you knew the question was coming. You prepared for the question, and you f***ed up the answer anyway. Like, you just can't say it. Just read the answer. There's so many people. I'm so jaded at this stage at this point in my life. People, they watch this show and they're like, "We can't watch you, Chad. You're just too crude." I don't care anymore. This is what I'm up against. Listen, I'm within days of getting vaporized because of the Biden administration. Screw it. We're all about to get President Hood.
Oh, gosh.
We're all getting President Hood. Who?
Yeah, that's that's a skit.
I like you so much better than Josh Jennings. Folks, are you prepared for the vaporization? That's right. You need to have a good stockpile of emergency food. In fact, the nuclear bombs will cook it for you. Now's the time to stock up, folks, before it's too late. Go to preparewithchad.com. They're going to save you right off the top $250 on a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. Get one for each member of your family. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, drink, snacks. Enough for a person for 3 months. That's why I say get one for every member of the family. You store it properly. 25 years, that stuff will stay fresh, and it's going to show up to your door fast, and it's going to be in discreet boxes so the neighbors don't know where to come a-hunting when they can't get food at the grocery store. So don't waste time, folks. This is the lowest price they've had in 3 years. My Patriot Supply, they're big. They're the largest preparedness company out there. They've been doing this thing for years, and they're good at it. Shop around on their site. There's other preparedness things that you can get from them as well, and you need them. So go to preparewithchad.com. Preparewithchad.com. We'll be right back. Oh, boy. You know who I miss?
Who?
Jeremiah Wright. How do
Do
you spell
you?
his name? Wright, isn't that right?
Yes.
Louis Farrakhan.
Miss him?
Well, just, I'm looking at the Twitter rereads, and they love to come at me, and they talk about, racists and all these people found a home in Trump. And I'm like, what about, and Louis Farrakhan and Jeremiah Wright and guys like that?
It's not racist when you're black.
Well, that's what they say, but it is, people like Michelle Obama is a racist.
Yes. I also love when they say that, well, it's reverse racism. Like, no, it's just racism.
No, it's just racism. When you don't like somebody because of their skin color or you attribute crimes to them because of the pigmentation of their skin, that's racism.
Right.
That's what it is.
Although, we did cover, I can't remember how long ago this was, but recently, within the last couple of years, we had the dictionaries, Merriam-Webster, trying to change the definition.
Yeah.
They're trying to change it.
Yeah.
To only be racist against black people, but that's not what it is.
I'm going to make my life a little bit easier. I'm just going to block this son of a bitch.
Oh.
How about that?
Wow.
It's real simple. Bam. There, it's done.
I prefer mute because then they think that I'm seeing what they're saying and I haven't blocked them and they're just screaming into the abyss and I can't even see what they say.
Yeah. Let's just mute them.
Yeah.
Just mute them.
That's what I would do.
Yes, I'm sure. So there you go. There we go.
Who are you, Chad? You're just a guy who sells T-shirts. That's what I love.
Oh,
I'm told that all the time about my makeup. Why should we listen to you? You're just a makeup sales lady. No, that's actually just one of many things that I do because I'm an entrepreneur.
And then
and I make more money than you.
They say, "Oh, is BlazeTV responsible for your latest music video?" No, that was me on the telephone.
Like,
You're
does
welcome.
it look like they are?
You're welcome for the cheap entertainment.
Right.
Now,
right.
Go F yourself.
Yeah.
You piece of let's look at this video. Speaking of which, let's. Play that clip, Chris.
6 months ago, I put out a satirical ad saying that war is gay. I'm here to tell you the truth. War is retarded. It's retarded. We're not supposed to say that word, but this is exactly why we need to say it. Because if you support war, you are a retard. We have done this before. This isn't new. Weak, soft, anti-American terrorist sympathizer. These are some of the things that you would have been called for opposing the Iraq War in 2003 or Vietnam in the 1960s. And today, you'll be called similar things for opposing America's involvement in the Ukraine and Russian conflict. Well, you're not. What you actually are is brave. Being anti-war is always unpopular, but it takes people who are willing to stand up and say, no, this isn't our fight. No, we don't need to be involved. And the people who are weak and soft are the people who want to steal from you to get us involved in a conflict we have no business in.
Where is he wrong?
Who is this?
Yeah, who is that guy? He kind of talks like Forrest Gump.
This is the guy that is running for Senate in New Hampshire out of the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, he ain't got a shot in hell. But
no, he doesn't. I wish he was running as a conservative.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That ad alone is a 2.5 minutes long. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Wow.
It's fantastic.
He kind of had a Forrest Gump accent to be in New Hampshire. Live free or die. Go get him New Hampshire.
But, show me the lie.
Listen, you can't. And at this stage in the game, if somebody wants to attack me and they got a Ukraine flag in their profile, put them on mute.
Yeah.
On mute.
Yeah.
It's over. Done.
Yeah.
I saw Zelensky talking about in Round Top, Texas. I sent you the picture. I sent you the picture of Zelensky trying to get into a porta potty.
Yeah, and his sandals were way too small.
Well,
You'd think with all that money we're sending, he could afford some new ones.
Well, this particular Vladimir was gay, and he had on his little sandals that were not quite fitting his feet, but I'm sure he thought it was hip. But he had the shirt on and everything. He was a Vladimir.
He did look just like him. Yeah, he did.
What are you doing this weekend? I can tell you after overtime, you're going to be thinking about Hunter Biden's swing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's going to get graphic on overtime.
You know what?
But not.
The time.
But again,
look at the time.
Yeah. Oh, look at the time.
I must go.
Yeah. No. You're going to be here.
Great.
I'm not going to sit here because we got to get you out of here. But we're not going to sit here. I'm not watching that video by myself again for the 5th time.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah. Listen,
I've seen
it half a dozen times, and you are going to endure it with me. Okay.
All right.
There is sex, there is drugs, there is gunplay, there are disposable razors.
What?
And there are selfie sticks.
That's the important thing.
There are selfie sticks. You don't want to miss overtime. BlazeTV.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. Don't forget Friday night. That's tomorrow night. I'm going to be in Everett, Washington. And just go to watchchad.com for all the fun stuff is. You know what? I need to give 10% to the big guy because Hunter Biden's living my life. That guy is living my life. I mean, you want to talk about selling your soul at the crossroads to the devil, man. Hunter Biden partying like a rock star.
I mean, maybe a little too much.
Rock stars don't do what Hunter Biden's doing.
Yeah.
Rock stars. We're going to have fun with it, but we're going to make a point, okay? It's going to be graphic, so I'm going to encourage you, don't bring the kids in the room when you're watching the Chad Prather show on overtime this weekend. No. Don't. No. We're gonna risk it. We're going out there. We're giving you stuff that even Glenn Beck can't give you. Glenn Beck can't draw this on a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah, no.
He can.
No.
But it ain't a big enough chalkboard at Blaze TV. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Oh, no.
All right, folks. What can I tell you, Sarah? ShopSarahG.com, AmericanBeautyBySarah.com.
What do I know? I'm just a lady who sells
that's
makeup.
all you are, free market capitalist. I mean, they say if you want to be a millionaire, you're supposed to have 6 streams of income, 5 streams of income. I've got 13, so hey. I mean, what you want to do about it? What you gonna do about it?
I work hard for that.
I work hard. If anybody knows how to build a Shopify, by the way, I need you to shoot us a message.
Yes,
I've hit a little snafu on a new business project that's coming along. But anyway, overtime. Love you. God bless you. See you there. Bye.